the power down here. I mean, maybe not. Anyway, I don't know how they did it. But I know that this outlet works. We use it all the time. And that's where we're at. Okay, get ready for a ride. You're going to go up. The light up there. That's what we're looking at right there. And I'm somewhere in the middle of that plate. I'm going to try to drill a hole straight up until I hit air, I hope. I don't want to go through the ceiling, but I got to hit 10 inches there. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll get back to you when I get all set up to do that. Hope you can tell what the heck I'm talking about. I'll just leave it on while I take it out so you can tell where we're at here. Just the way my head's moving. I can feel the drill bit. And there's a hole. One of these things. And I have a patch a long time ago. I tested a piece of copper wire on it. Now I just put a little hook on it. See, this flops around, and I'm going to shove that in there. If I visualize it, it's going to be going down in that hole, and then hopefully it'll fish its way down to there. And then if I have this string all tied stuff up in there with a bunch of loops, maybe a little hook, one of these, and then I can get a string. And that way, I can use the string to pull the cord, the wire. That's the main thing. If I got to get the wire up there, I'll worry about the other later. But the main thing right now is to get that power to that light, or that hole, that old skylight. So I can put lights in them. And one of the wires will be hooked to that switched box. The other one will go straight from that outlet all the way up and over to the fan. Got it? Okay, so that's what I've done. Tied a whole bunch of loops. Now I'm just going to jab it up in that first hole. The hole is above that square hole right there. And hopefully it'll be laying up in there. And then this hook, hopefully we'll grab it, and I can pull it on up. And then with this string, I can pull my cable. Alright? That's what I'm going to try anyway. Okay, so now I got the string and all those little knots stuck up in there. I'm going to pull some of this rope through instead. That bare wire and I hooked it on itself. Now I'm going to stagger the other, then I'm going to tape it as tight as I can. Try to make this pointed so that it'll follow the. And then I'm took that bare wire and I hooked it on itself. Now I'm going to stagger the other, then I'm going to tape it as tight as I can. Try to make this pointed so that it'll follow the, and then I'm going to tape it to the string, and hope to heck it pulls it through there. As you can see, I got my 2 cables ran from that existing location, which was that box there. Used to be a light years ago, up to here. Now I have to run, let me sing this down. Now I have to run a line over to about the middle of here for the ceiling fan, then on over for the other light. Remember, there's going to be a light in here. There's going to be a light in here. The lens on the top. Okay? But now that I've marked off, I don't know if you can see it, I went in here and I've got a stud here that I can't reach. I mean, not a stud. It's actually a roof joist. This doesn't have ceiling. And there's a stud right there. I can drill to that one, but I can't reach this one. I can just barely reach that one. In other words, I'll come in from this side with a jabber drill bit and drill through that. So that'll get my wire here. But I can't get that one. So what I'm going to try to do, is I'm going to have to put a hole in here anyway for the ceiling fan. And I was trying to decide where to put it. I'm going to use one of those expander things. You just drop it up in a hole, push up in a hole, and then it expands. Then you hook your box on it. But you can't put it right up against, doesn't look like you can put it right up against a stud. And that's the stud right there. This would be perfect, but I won't have enough room to hang the hanger. It's just one thing after another. And when I get the hole, I want to have a hole close enough to the stud that I can still drill through it. So I can drill through it up above all this ceiling so that I can run my wire. All right? So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to drill, give myself a little bit of movement here. I'm going to drill it right there. That'll bring the hole about right in here. And I'm going to use a hole saw. Because the hole saw kit that I got at Harbor Freight. And it just so happens that one of the hole saws is almost identical. Almost like they planned it, huh? So I'm going to drill that up through there rather than use a saw. And I may have to take out layers at a time, but I still think it might be nicer. I don't want to mess up my ceiling. All right. So at last, after many, many tries, I've got my rope through that maze. Now if I can just pull my cable through there. It's not very far, but just by eyeballing it, you can't get the hole perfect, straight from each other. Maybe I'm making too much out of it, I don't know. I'm going to try pulling it this way. If it gets stuck, I'll have to make sure I don't pull the rope off. Ooh, that'd be... Normally there'd be a fan, anything else that mounted here, like a light or something. But I put this in here, and then I realized that my fan couldn't overcome this 22-degree angle. So I had to come up with something. So I built a box that would fit right over this. And then these screws will hold it. So this is going to be held with 4 screws. This is held with 2. These go up inside that what did I call it? Anyway, it's got an extender that gets wider when you screw on it. It shoves spikes into the ceiling joists, and that gives, I forget how much it holds. It's a lot more than my fan. But anyway, they're about 16 bucks. It's going to be in this video somewhere, picture of the box. And then these screws here are 2 inches long, so they're going to be in here. The screw goes clear into here. So that's what I'm going to try. I haven't had it up there yet. Now I just extended the wires since I had to change my ways. I extended the wires, and these extensions basically just going to go through that box I built. And then this will hook to the fan. And this red wire, just an extra wire. I pulled a 4-strand, and I don't know why I did that. I was thinking I was going to need an extra. But this fan has remote control, so. And then the wire goes through here, over to the light, down to that box. Now it'll switch right there. We'll light up this black wire. That's the power. It's off right now. So now I'm going to try to mount. Since I painted the box and stuff, hopefully it'll still fit on over the top of this without too much trouble. I'll put these 4 screws back in. I just put these screws up here so I wouldn't lose them. And let's hope it works. I won't be able to. I'm up about 15 feet here, so I'm on a ladder, looking straight up. So I'm gonna go down there, get that box. I've got the metal mounted right on the. That's the part you're gonna see right looking up, and that's what the fan hangs on, and that's where the electrical connections go. So that's my box. And I'm going to take some of this down so it doesn't keep falling. All I need right now is a screwdriver and a little luck. Phillips. That's my box. I tried to make it look like drywall, and I think I succeeded. Okay, so up there's where I'm going. Wish me luck. Probably got to turn that ladder around. Can't see it. Give me a chance to look at it. See against me. There's one. Okay, I'm going to show you how I have it plugged in, and then I'll show you if it works. The directions are just about as screwy as the assembly directions. Okay, so this unit that I showed you earlier shoves up in here, but it's kind of sitting on these wires that have coming in from the outside world. But it doesn't seem to be hurting them any, so you look on here, it'll be upside down to you. AC power. Well, there's nothing in between them, so this is the power I brought in. This plugs right into there. And then on the other side, I don't know if you can see it because I can't see. I'm up on a ladder. But this says it goes to the motor. But one of these cables says it goes to the fan, so I mean the fan, motor, yeah. The only one that I don't have any doubt about is this one. There's no place to go for it. I guess these wires are just going to be sitting inside this dome, so I'm going to have to be careful putting it on there. And then to hold the dome up, there's a little collar here. I loosened it, and this collar will pinch it up against this. Normally on yours it'd probably be against the ceiling, but this will be my ceiling box, I guess you'd call it. And then I'm going to be ready to throw power to it. I don't know if I'm ready for this. It's been such a long, drawn-out process. But here we go. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I've got it plugged in. I've got it all plugged in here. And all these ground wires plug in. Another thing, it's got an antenna. So when you push this box in here, make sure the antenna is sticking out through the other side. And one of the green wires is this one here. It's too short to come back around. So you got to push it through there too. It'll be underneath this box. ground wire. This one right here. They don't mention that anywhere. You just figure it out yourself. So I'm going to go get my screwdriver, shove this collar up, lock it down, cross my fingers, and throw power to it. Maybe I should put a battery in the remote first. But anyway, I'll do that right now while you're not watching. Okay then. Gotta turn it on sometime. That was more, I think. You're gonna learn with me. I believe if I hit this button here changes the lights, watch. Whoops. After 25 years.